What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm so excited. Your girl is doing another palette bingo. This time I am showcasing my Adept cosmetics collection. This has been a brand that I have been actively purchasing from any and every palette that I am excited to see ever since this first one, which is the Heather Austin palette. This palette is beautiful. I absolutely loved it. Not only the color scheme, but also the formulation. And once again, like I said, that's what really drove me to purchase from this brand. And as you can see, I have 5 different palettes here. I have a palette that I plan to pick up very soon. They're releasing a new palette early September. It's this one right here. It screams fall, and I think it would be beautiful to add to my collection. I love, once again, that these pans are actually depottable, even though they don't have the little hole in the back. If you have the right magnet, you can just pop them out and kind of mix and match. I don't tend to do that because I don't know, I tend to buy their palettes because I like the palette as it is. Maybe this holiday season, as like, you know, a splurge to me, because, you know, I need a splurge, I'll go ahead and like fill out my collection with all of their palettes. That way I can do that if I want. But I definitely love this brand. I love their formulations, and I just wanted to shout them out in another unique way, using all of the palettes that I have in my collection and doing a palette bingo. So of course, as I've talked about in the previous one, this whole intro has been in black and white, but in the event that you are interested in seeing how this palette bingo came out with using all of my Adept Cosmetics palettes, let's just go ahead and get into it. So for today's video, as you can see, I'm already a little bit prepped for my makeup application. I already have pretty much my base down. I'm gonna just add a lip moisturizer because my lips are so dry right now. So I'm pretty much prepped all over my base, and I'm ready to go ahead and do my eyes. And I wanted to go ahead and do another palette bingo. I really enjoyed the last one. I know not a lot of people watched it for my channel, but still, I did get quite a few positive thoughts on it, and I figured let's go with another brand that I have quite a few palettes from. This is my Adept collection. So I have 4 of their more slender pans, and then I have 1 of their bigger palettes. This one is the You're Inspired palette. Very soon, I will be picking up yet another palette from them because they have another beauty that they are launching soon. I'm so excited. I do have an Adept playlist, so if you are interested in seeing all of my 3 looks or just tutorials or whatever with the Adept products that I have, I will have that link down below for you guys. But let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna scoot in a little bit so it's easy for you guys to see. And we are going to, of course, use the random number generation to get some random numbers. We are just gonna go like I did last time, from what's on top of the pile to the bottom of the pile. And we're gonna get through this because I'm so excited to see, you know, what look's gonna come out. Last time came out really good. Let's hope for another good look. All right, so we are on random.org, and the first palette is the only one that's like has different amount of shadows. So it is 1 2 3 4 5 times 3, that's 15. So I'm gonna say from 1 to the max being 15. Let's zoom in so you guys can see what's going on. All right, so it's 1 to 15. And I think it chose a number. Yep, it chose 8. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is the shade Herald Backman, which is, of course, a shimmer. This is another brand where they tend to do a lot of shimmers. So let's pray that we have at least 2 mattes. At least 2 mattes, and I can finesse a look. So that is Herald Backman. All of the other palettes have the exact same quantity of shadows, which is 3, 6, 9, 12. So let's go ahead and change the random number generator from 1 to 12. We're gonna hit generate. and generated the number 6, which means I think this is another shimmer. Yep. And this is from the Ninhydrin palette. It is AC119. This is going to be a very sparkly look. This one is a green to purple duochrome. This one is more of a purple to blue. So I got a lot of purple so far. Can I get a purple matte? Please and thank you. Something. I don't know. Let's see what's next. Next is the Minka palette, which only has 2 mattes. So my opportunity to get the matte here is probably minimal. This is 7. Yep, I just missed the matte. So this is yet another shimmer. This is in the shade Luna. Oh goodness. And this is more of a topper type shade. It's a blue, green, purple. All right, we're doing great on the shimmers. Next, we have the Heather Austin palette. Once again, she has quite a few mattes. So let's see. Number 7. I got a matte. And this is a nice deep matte. This is PAO3. This, depending on how you're blending and applying, it's like a purpley brown situation to me. So I'm actually not mad at that with all the purples that I have. So that's a good one. All right, let's hope that the Amunet will give me another matte. If not, I can work with at least one matte. I just prefer to. And we're gonna go ahead and generate. Oop, I keep doing that. We're gonna go ahead and generate one more time. And that is 2. That's not another matte, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Okay. So this is the shade Hours. It's like a gray, which not my favorite shade, but for a matte, I'll work with it. And I'll just put that right there. Not the best placement, but it's that gray right there. So I have now a gray, a brownie, purple, and then 3 shimmers. I feel like I have pretty good luck so far with all of these makeup bingos, because usually people have a lot worse luck. Let me find my eyeshadow primer and then I will zoom in so that you guys can see what's going on with the eyes. Okay, I am gonna work with my two mattes, my 1 matte. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. I know I want that brown in my crease. Like, I know I want that. So let's just go ahead and work with that, because I don't think I want that gray anywhere near my crease. I don't think so. So the brown that I am using is from the Heather Austin palette. Like I said, it is the shade PAO2. And if you're wondering, primer today, I used my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Al Natural. And this is just a very fluffy brush from Royal and Landnickel, I think. The naming and all of that is kind of worn off since I've had this brush for so long. And I am just going to really fluff this out. I want this to be a blown out color, even though my primer is doing a very good job of keeping it in the spot that it is. So I'm just going to take my time and really blend her out. Okay, so this is pulling a lot more purpley than I remember, which I'm not mad at by any means. I'm just going to take an even smaller brush. This one happens to be from Singe. This is their EO2. And I'm just going to try to deepen this product up on itself. The exact same shade, but because this brush is more concentrated, I just want to concentrate the color a little bit darker in the inner portion. Also, I can clean up this lower lash line on both sides with this brush. Okay, so far I'm not hating it. It's looking very blown out. I don't know how I don't know if you guys can really see the purpleness to it, but it's looking really nice. I will say, like I said, my primer is really holding on to it on this eye for some reason. It's not blended the way I would like, but it's okay. It is okay. We're going to work with it. Let's just go ahead and for comedy's sake, I'm going to take the Hour shade. I'm going to take the Hour shade and try to deepen up this a little bit more. I really hope that this pulls more like a nope. Nope. I changed my mind. We're not doing that. Nope. We're going to blend that right away. And I'm going to just make the same mistake on the other side, even though I know I don't want it. Just so that my sides look as consistent as I possibly can make it. Okay. We will come back to ours. I don't really know how I'm going to use that. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so in the Minka palette, I have Luna. I have now Luna, this one, and this one. I don't remember the names. So what I want to do, this is beautiful. And I think this is going to be the easiest one to work with that crease color. This would be very impactful and this would be interesting. Okay. Impactful, interesting. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I got it together. So let's go ahead and finish that lower lash line with the impactful shade. The impactful shade was the Harold Beckman. It's this like very strong blue situation. So what I'm gonna do is take that on a pencil brush and pretty much the whole lower lash line, I'm gonna do it like that. And I will go back and blend it out in a second. And I may actually do a liner from the bottom lower lash line, but I just want to place the colors where I want them. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade, which is from, I want to say the Minka palette. Yep, it's the shade Luna. And I'm going to like create a cut crease look with that shadow. So to do that, I tend to use brushes that are quite tapered and very precise. This one happens to be from the Angie Hot and Flashy A505 this is the collaboration with BK Beauty. And like I said, this is the shade Luna from the Minka palette. I'm just gonna pick that shade up. Hopefully this brush will pick this up. I've never used this brush with these Adept shadows and they are very interesting. Okay, no. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm going to spray my brush because it's easier to do that than to find a glitter glue in my collection right now. And then I'm going to get back into Luna. Hopefully it will pick up. Let's see. Okay, it's still not picking up. Oh goodness. Okay. I know I have glitter glues here. Let me find a glitter glue and then we can redo this. Okay, I found my glitter glue from Clarity Cosmetics. And what I'm gonna do is just do one eye at a time. I'm just gonna go ahead and go over my whole lid just because it seems that the Adept shadows really don't want to pick up on this brush, but I really like how precise the tip of this brush is. That's why I want to stick with this particular brush. And let's see if they'll pick up now with this brush. Okay, I'm at least seeing some product on the brush. And I want to focus it just doing that line. You guys know I do this a lot. I really like doing this kind of cut in my looks. Another brush, this one happens to be Essium's W21, and Trying to remember what shade. I believe this one is AC19. I think that's the shade I have in this one. And this is the Ninhydrin palette. And I am just going to pick this up. I believe this brush should easily pick these shadows up. And yeah, that's the shade. And we're just going to apply this right on the lid. And I'm going to pack her on all the way up to the line. And I may go ahead and try to re-intensify that blue. I may, but we'll get to that. We will get to that. I think the last thing I'm gonna do is take yet another pencil brush, or just a smaller brush in general. Yep, so this is, I think, a brush from Odin's Eye. I'm gonna go into the Hour shade from the Amunet palette, and brace yourselves. I'm gonna put it in my inner corner just to give a base, but I'm gonna cover her up. I'm gonna cover her up with the Minka Luna shade, which is the one that I have in that line to show the crease. And I think that'll just help to add some interesting reflect in that inner corner. Okay, so I used the gray, but I didn't really use the gray. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go ahead and go back to that shade that I put on my lower lash line, which is Harold Beckman from the Inspired palette. And I'm gonna go ahead and create like a faux liner with it. Okay, so this is a very interesting look. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. I have all of the shades on my eye. Let me step back. I'm gonna recreate it on this eye. I'm gonna add my black liner, most likely, some lashes, some mascara, all of that. I'm also gonna finish up my rest of my face because I don't have any blush on, no highlighter, no lip product, really. Let me do all of that, and then we'll see if I really like this look at the end. Okay guys, so I think my lash application is a little choppy. I think it's time for me to go ahead and let this set go. It's just, I feel like every time I look in the mirror, it's a little choppy. Anyways, this is the finished look. Like I said, this is the finished look, and although I don't think that anybody would claim that this is like a normal look for me, there's so many shimmers. I did that like weird underlined wing and situation. I had a lot of fun, and that's what I think doing this kind of video really brings. You're forced to bring out your creativity, to use all of the shadows that you maybe wouldn't have brought together. And also, I just really love showcasing some of my favorite formulas that I have in my collection. All of the formulas that I've used so far in these palette bingos, I have truly enjoyed throughout the years of me purchasing from these brands, and I have grown to have quite a collection. And that's why I wanted to go ahead and kind of do this series. I did upload this video a little bit quicker than I had kind of planned, just because some of the other videos that I'm planning just aren't fully thought out in my head. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this look and enjoyed the tutorial. Like I said, I really had a lot of fun really using that unique technique of taking the shadow from the lower lash line and creating a faux liner on the top as a wing with it. I think that's really interesting, especially combining with my other kind of more normal techniques of doing that accented faux liner for my cut crease and all of that. So yeah, all of the items that I have on my face will be listed and linked down below. I have been filming quite a few different videos throughout today with this look, so you will see this look in some other videos today, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. With that said, I think that's all I got. Definitely shout out down below the next brand that you would love to see me do a palette bingo from. Like I said, I'm really enjoying these, and who knows, maybe we'll make it a little series where I do these every week for a little while until, you know, I feel like I need to step back and do something else. But I'm really enjoying just using my collection, shopping my stash, and I hope that that's what I bring to you guys, and you guys are interested in doing that as well. As always, if you do a video, if you do a photo and you upload it on a social media, definitely tag me in it. I would love to see what you guys create. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.